Um, I actually have one last thing that I want to bring up. I don't know. It's kind of outside of the realm of discussion from everything else that we've been talking about. But it's because
Superhero comics. We're going to talk about comics, aren't we? Because you're the comic guy. Video
no,
games? No?
no.
Okay, cool.
I feel marginalized by your statements there, by your assertions that
That's a macroaggression, but only because
yes,
That was actually a macro aggression, pretty
it,
much. I mean, it
yes,
wasn't, there was nothing micro about it.
right. Anyway, the thing I want to talk about is I watch a lot of YouTube. Even more so now that we've been putting up all of the clips that you guys should watch here on, the Refinery,
And
and
share and like and all that kind of stuff, yes.
share and like and all of that stuff. One of the channels that I follow is one called Wisecrack, and it's the one that puts out um, Thug Notes, which, if you're not familiar, is a really it's a hilarious short form review and discussion of classic literature. So they have Pride and Prejudice, and they've done all sorts of if you can think of it, Moby Dick. If you can think of it, they've done it pretty much at this point. Uh, no Atlas Shrugged, and that's what I'm getting to. They also have something called 8-Bit Philosophy as a part of that channel, and one of the episodes that they put out recently was one on Marxism. So these are Wisecrack puts out really high quality edutainment videos. They're educational, they're informative, and they're very fun to watch. They are entertaining. Um, and it's that combined with stuff like Bill Nye the Science Guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, even going all the way back to Carl Sagan. We've had this gap where the left has really owned the educational, entertaining side of programming forever. I mean, as far as I can, look back, I guess maybe the shift was after the initial run of Schoolhouse Rock. Then things started to split where the left really took over, and you can see
Hmm.
that in the more recent Schoolhouse Rock videos, which I've written about, and I'll link to it later. It bugs me that we have some really good quality educational stuff. We have Prager University, we've got Learn Liberty, we've got a bunch of different channels that FreedomWorks and Reason even have really good long form educational discussions, and they're not low budget things. But we don't have the kind of educate and Econ Pop, yes, Econ Pop. Let me that is recently the closest thing that we've got to entering this realm of education and entertainment is Econ Pop, which, if you aren't aware of, that's another thing that gets to go in the links section for this one. Uh, it's an awesome series talking about movies and economic concepts through those movies and that are represented by those movies. Um, but what I'm trying to get across is that we have great voices, great minds, and not ones that are unentertaining. We've got people that are really good, entertaining, funny people like Adam Carolla and Greg Gutfeld, and we do have a pretty good Andrew Klavan, Stephen Crowder. We could go through the list. There are a lot of people on our side that are funny and could get education, can get stuff that um, is handled by the left and put it in a conservative voice. That's the thing. With Thug Notes, with 8-Bit Philosophy, these are not necessarily political arenas. They are, educational arenas. They're ones that again, we are letting the left own education by us not being there, by us not being a part of that discussion. And I think that that's really sad. I mean, we have people who are absolutely qualified to handle these discussions and are absolutely capable of going in and being a Bill Nye type or being, doing the Thug Notes thing. I think it would be hilarious to listen to Adam Carolla do a summary of a classic novel and go through the points and what the meaning behind the book is and what the philosophical ramifications are, or the underlying themes, all of that stuff. I think that would be awesome to watch.
My question about this is, do you think that we don't have people competing in that arena as much, if at all, simply because it's easier to play to the base, to do things that our side naturally agrees with? And I'm asking that for two reasons. Number one, if you go into the major market, the everybody, I want to hit as many people as possible market, you're competing with many, many more content producers. But at the same time, do you think there might be some hesitation that our guys just would prefer to make their names on the right?
I think that that's definitely something to think about. And certainly it's easier to play to a base that you know is going to, eat up your content. It's easy to market conservative ideas to conservatives, obviously. I mean, that's something that you do. And something that gets done.
And they don't even have to be that good to get an audience in some cases.
I think some of it also is the labeling and the ghettoization that happens, because Bill Nye is the science guy. He's not the liberal science guy. He's the science guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson is just a astrophysics guy. He's pitching liberal ideas, but he is just a science guy. And when our people do it, they are the conservative science guy. And, Julie Borowski isn't the funny YouTube girl. She's the libertarian funny YouTube girl. And it's either they label themselves, which means they restrict themselves to their audience, and they feel that they have to in order to get the audience, because we're not going to watch generic funny people, because we are aware that generic funny people talking politics are all freaking liberals. It has to be labeled conservative or libertarian for us to think it reflects our values. We think we're kind of in that mode, and they are kind of in that mode when they are seeking an audience. And even if they don't, they get labeled by the left that way, and then it's ghettoized.